What's up, Jooba people? Welcome to another workshop. Now this is going to be a workshop on the tuning B/E. Now originally discovered this tuning through a Noah Moore song, which you've probably heard. I'm just going to play the intro. It's very beautiful. I'm playing it with this tuning, but I'm doing it with capo on the 2nd fret, so listen now. Mistake there. So obviously, you can see it's got a lot of potential. I'm gonna play another 3 songs with this key. The one is "Skinny Love" by Bon Iver. Super nice. And then Iris. So as you can see, it's applicable to a bunch of songs. Obviously the key has to be with the root note on the A string. I'll get to that now. Let's just give you one more example. Hallucine by Bon Iver. Oh, beautiful. Oh, there we go. I'm still learning it a bit. I mean, it's obviously not how they play the original, but it sounds really nice. And then one more is Mumford & Sons type songs. So like, you know, like, it was not your fault, mama. So, a lot you can do with it with jamming around. So I missed up a bit there in the intro, but you get the idea of what's possible with this, okay? And sometimes it goes out of tune because your guitar is not used to this kind of tension or lack thereof. So you can sometimes just use your ear to get back into tune. So basically, it's just these are the tuning notes, and these notes make up a B major chord if you know anything about music theory, 1, 5, and 3 in the key of B, and this one is the 4 chord. So that's why it's a B chord / E in the bass. Okay, so those are the tuning notes from the 6th string all the way down to the 1st string. So tune to those notes. I like to use the tuner app from Fender. It's got a really nice chromatic mode which works beautifully. I think you have to buy the app, but I think I think it's free. I'm not sure, but if you have to buy it, it's quite cheap. All right, so this diagram, what is this basically? These are all the notes in the key that we're playing in. So if you do know capo, it's going to be the key of B. So from the 5th string down, it's going to be a B chord, so our 1 chord in the key of B. But we're going to do everything with capo 2 because I think in capo 2 this song just sounds a lot better. So we're going to do capo 2, and then it's going to be obviously the key of C sharp. So that will be a C sharp. Playing that song on this guitar. Okay, so let's start with kind of a map of your 1 chord, because that's the most important chord to know. So very important, if you play from the 5th string down, the sound you're going to hear is the 1 chord. Okay? But if you play from the 6th string down, you're going to predominantly hear a 4 chord. It's going to be as if the song changes. So this is 1 chord, 4 chord. It's because the lowest notes kind of tend to take over, and the 4 chord and the 1 chord are pretty similar in that the 4 chord uses the notes 4, 6, 1, and the 1 chord uses notes 1, 3, 5. So you have that common 1 tone there, and that kind of takes over the sound. So now if you add the 4 as the bass with the 1, with a lot of 1s, it can kind of sound like a 4 chord. Okay, so that's kind of what happens. So let's do the 1 chord. You can either play it from the 5th string down, or you could go here to the 7th fret. Then you can play all the strings, or on the 2nd fret. There's like a 1/5 chord. Our 1 chord. You can also add the pinky there. So just to let you know where I am in the diagram, I'm going to zoom in here to this diagram, and I'm now over here, there and there. Okay, so the 1 and the 3. Or I could do this. With this diagram, I know where my 1s and 3s are, so that I know that's 1, 2, 3. And I know 3's inside the chord, so I could do. So these notes are all tuned the same. The 5th string, 4th string, and 2nd string are all tuned to a B, so I can do octaves with them. Staying on the 1 chord. Now, let's go one step further and add our 4 chord, which will be all the orange notes. So all the orange notes are part of the 4 chord. Now, I didn't mark all of them like the 6 here, but the ones that you'll tend to use. So let's start with a basic 4 chord like this. Now I'm not playing, the 3rd string is still technically not part of the 4 chord, but it still works, okay? Or I could do this. 1 chord, 4 chord. Okay, so I'm just going to do 1/4 progression a couple of times so you get the idea. 1. If I have this finger here, it means I'm just muting that string. So I just hear the 1 chord. Okay, so that's how you get used to the 1 chord, okay? 4, 1. Now let's add another chord that is quite similar to the 4 in that it's the same notes, just moved up 2 frets, the 5 chord, which uses the notes 5, 7, and 2 relative to the key. So our 5 chord, the most common way to play it, well, this is not a very common tuning, but the common way I like to play it is like this. Because the 5 and 7 give you that strong 5 sound. Right? You could also add the 2 here with those 2 notes. Let's go 4, 5, 1, 5. Okay, now that chord I went to there is a 6. So the 5 is kind of, because it has this open second string, which is the 1, it doesn't sound that good, but that will be the equivalent of your bar chord. There's a lot you can do if you want to do bar chords, but so okay, 6 chord. Let's go to the 6 chord. So we got 4 chord, 5, 6. Now obviously 6 and 1 are very similar. They have 1 and 3 in them, and it's just the 5 that changes to 6. And even the 5 can be added to the 6. It just makes it a minor 7 chord. So you have the 4, 6. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful. Going to the 1. So this is how I would play the 6. 6 and 1. You can add this finger there. That is beautiful. So 6 chord right around this bass, okay? You can do a flat one if you want to start doing like more intense stuff. Do some sick heavy music with this stuff. Six. So if you know anything about tenths, I've done tenths in the key of D, you know this is kind of the shape, right? It's like this. But this is major in standard tuning. But with this one, this is minor and this is major. So you got minor, major for the 1, for the 4 also major, for the 5. Oh man, you could work out a lot of cool stuff here, like. So as you can see, there's a lot of options here. We're not going to do the 2 chord and the 3 chord. Why not? Let's do the full thing. So the 2 chord is going to be 2, 4, and 6. Okay. And the 3 chord is going to be 3, 4, 5, and 7. So if you wanted to play those chords, you can. So I would play the 2 chord like this, 3 chord like this. You have to kind of keep your wits about you with this tuning because it's kind of not very intuitive sometimes. But I mean, the possibilities with this tuning, as you can see, it's mind-blowing. Now, what keys can you play in? You can play in the key of B, no capo, which it gets a little low for me, maybe. I don't know. basic in the key of B. So you could go all the way, I think, up to the key of E, or maybe F. Ooh. So you could do that, yeah. A lot you can do, yeah. So key of F is probably, so between B and F. Kind of gets you a long way. I think it's really nice. If you have any ideas on this tuning, let me know in the comments of this course. I would really love to hear it. Okay. Cool beans. Goodbye.